This video deals with a very important step towards democracy and towards a constitutional state. It is about the Magna Carta. King John of England sealed the Magna Carta on the 15th of June 1215. The Magna Carta guaranteed rights to the nobility and the freedom of the church. Now let's go 100 years back to the year 1100. Henry I was crowned King of England, and with the coronation, the Charter of Liberties, a forerunner of the Magna Carta, was issued. The Charter of Liberties also had the freedom of the church and the rights of some rights of the barons. Now, around 1200, we have John as King of England. John was the brother of Richard the Lionheart, and unlike his brother, John was not the luckiest of kings. You can see on his name, John Lackland. He fought the French, but was not really successful, and in 1204 he lost Normandy. Major problem, because the English nobility is of Norman descent, and they still had estates there. John tried to win Normandy back, but two decisive battles in 1214 made absolutely clear Normandy is gone for England. So, conflict with the barons, because they lost their ancestral lands in Normandy, and taxes needed to be increased to finance the war. They were not happy, and in January 1215 they started a rebellion and put King John under pressure. The pressure was mounting when they marched to London on the 10th of June 1215, and just 5 days later John had to seal the Magna Carta. In return, the barons said, right, wonderful, we have our rights, so we confirm or we renew our allegiance to John. Now, what are the key points of the Magna Carta? Freedom of the church. The nobility has the right to property. Widows have now the right to property. They did not need to marry again. High taxes were banned. The freedom of the City of London guaranteed. Noblemen had the right to just trial. Cruel and unreasonable punishments were banned. And the prohibition of unjust arrest. So in the same year John sealed the Magna Carta in 1215, he also disconfirmed his approval. He thought, the divine right of kings is much better for me. So we have the First Barons' War, which was after around a year, the main problem was solved because King John died. His 8-year-old son Henry ascended to the throne and the Magna Carta was reissued. When Henry reached full age, he confirmed the Magna Carta, but 2 years later, 1227, he questioned the validity of the Magna Carta. It took until the end of the century until the Magna Carta is eventually legally valid. Edward I, very ambitious king, fighting in Wales, in Scotland and against the French, needed money for his wars, and he reissued the Magna Carta in return for tax increases. As we mentioned that during the 19th century, all of the articles, except 3, all of the articles of the Magna Carta were repealed and replaced. Now, to the impact. You have to understand the Magna Carta in the historical context. And then it is outstanding. This is for the first time that a monarch is formally bound to written law. So this, for the first time, breaks with the divine right of kings. And now the monarch's subjects, to be precise, the nobility had rights, written rights, and could enjoy freedoms. So therefore, the Magna Carta, as said at the beginning, can be seen as the first European step to a constitutional state and to democracy. So, it should be mentioned that we had democracy in Europe before, in ancient Greece, and also we had the Icelandic parliament, but the Icelandic parliament not too influential, or didn't spread over to Europe, and the Greek democracy was forgotten or ignored. Anyway, the Magna Carta, some parts of the Magna Carta, are still important parts of British law, the freedom of the church, freedom of the City of London, and certainty of the law. And the Magna Carta had massive influence on the constitutions around the world. The US Constitution, and also have a look at the constitution of most of the Commonwealth members who emerged from the British Empire. This was the Magna Carta in 5.